After all the chaos around the ring, Jey Uso dropped a bomb when he said that he is leaving WWE. The wise man then approaches Jimmy next week. Jimmy, you and I both know that deep down you helped the tribal chief, and if he owes you one, you can ask him to accept you back in the bloodline. The tribal chief has a big heart. He will forgive you. Jimmy is a little bit confused by the wise man's advice, but someone comes to knock some sense into Jimmy. Jimmy, don't listen to this idiot. He's the one who messed up your family. You go and reconcile with Jey. That's the right thing to do. Out of nowhere, Jimmy hits Styles with a super kick. Nobody tells me what I do. I'm my own man. Next week, Heyman and Solo kicks off SmackDown. The tribal chief has sent me and the enforcer Solo SIkoa to handle the business tonight. If Jimmy apologizes right here tonight, he will be accepted back in the family on the orders of the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. I ain't gonna apologize to that asshole. Heyman doesn't like what Jimmy had to say and he looks at Solo, and with that signal, Solo is unleashed. He slams Jimmy down on the mat with a Uranagi, and just when he's about to spike him, AJ Styles is here to save the day with a phenomenal forearm which sends Solo out. But a jaw-dropping super kick lays AJ out again. I didn't ask for your help, man. I had it under control. A referee slides in and it looks like this match has been made official. Jimmy is hurting Styles in every possible way, venting out his frustrations on the wrong man. He looks at the ramp and here comes the enforcer again, and with that, Styles finds an opening and delivers a thunderous lariat and immediately goes out of the ring and confronts Solo. You stay out of this. Just go and tell your tribal chief that I'm coming for him. Solo hears a confident man challenging his cousin, but he doesn't do anything. Styles goes to the ring to finish it off, but Solo tries to follow him, and Styles turns around and seems ready, but Solo controls himself. And Styles is surprised by this, as this isn't something that Solo does. This buys Jimmy some time and that benefits him, and once again Jimmy lays out Styles and wins a big match for himself. It seems like Solo intentionally helped Jimmy, and if you think about it, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. Jimmy gets interviewed next week on SmackDown. Jimmy, Roman Reigns is here tonight after what happened last week. Does it mean that you are back with the bloodline? I don't know why everybody's trying to help me. I don't need Solo. I don't need AJ. I need my brother Jey. I need my Uso. I don't know why Solo tried to help me, but I hope he realizes that Roman is using him just like he used us. Because in the end, Solo, he's family and you don't backstab them. Jimmy is still conflicted about all of this, but while he processes this stuff, the tribal chief finally graces us with his presence. Roman and Heyman are in the ring, but Solo isn't with them. Wise man, where is Solo? My tribal chief, he is handling some business right now. You will be happy with what he does. Roman seems satisfied with Heyman's answer. Let's talk about the other brother tonight. Jimmy Uso. Who does he think? Roman, it's been a long time since you are practically running this place, but that's just your perspective. In reality, Jey, Jimmy and Solo are running this place. They are the ones who does the heavy lifting for you. When we fought years ago, you required help. So if you have the balls now, let's do it one-on-one, just you and me for the undisputed title. Before Roman could speak, Heyman moves a step forward. You know why I personally don't like you, AJ? It's because you are a hypocrite. When it comes to your family, you go and bat for them. But when it comes to other people's family, you question their actions and pass a judgment. By the way, where is your family, huh? I know the good brothers and me aren't here, but Solo had an idea to hurt you in different manner. Oh my god, Solo is beating the absolute hell out of Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks, inside their house. This is the business that Solo is handling. Styles is pissed, but Roman gets in his face. You want one-on-one? I'll give you that. No Solo, no Usos, no Wise Man, just you and me at Survivor Series. Paul Heyman is shell-shocked from what he heard because Styles got exactly what he wanted, but he paid a heavy price. We are in Chicago for Survivor Series, and for the first time in 7 years, Reigns and Styles are going to go one-on-one for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship without Solo and without Heyman. Right from the very beginning, Styles has Reigns right where he wants him, and it's evident that Reigns is struggling because he doesn't have any backup, but not for long as the head of the table makes a comeback. A hard Superman punch nails AJ down, but that is not enough. Reigns is now in the corner and he gets ready to end this, but That is Nick Jackson with Heyman on his shoulders. What is he doing here? Gallows and Anderson couldn't be here, so the Young Bucks have tempered their contract for one night to take revenge. Reigns goes out to help Heyman, but Styles hits a forearm, and now Roman's reign is in big trouble as Styles moves in for the kill, but he gets caught with a spear, and that finishes the match. Roman continues his reign of terror, this time on his own, but the night hasn't ended as Solo is now on the path of revenge. He throws Matt Jackson out on the ramp, but Nick immediately goes to help out his brother. Solo is outnumbered, and instead of helping out, Reigns is just looking from the ring. He isn't sure whether to go and help Solo, but someone else does. Jey Uso is back and evens the odds. He's here to protect his little brother. The real chief is back in town. The following week on SmackDown, Jey Uso is back in full capacity. The reason I'm back is because I knew that Roman Reigns wouldn't fight fair at Survivor Series. I knew Roman would use Solo. I knew my baby brother would need my help. And when it comes to family, main event Jey Uso always shows up. In comes Paul Heyman. Jey, you don't have to pretend that you love Solo and you came back for him, because the reality is, you are rested and now once again you are eyeing for the Tribal Chief and the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. That's why you came back. Before Heyman could even finish what he had to say, Jimmy jumps Jey from behind. Jimmy now wants revenge, but what is Solo doing here? He heads straight to the ring and Jimmy isn't feeling why Solo is here. This is between me and Jey. Get out of the ring right now. Instead of getting out, Solo spikes Jimmy and people are stunned, and so is Paul Heyman. Solo returned the favor to Jey. Heyman is now questioning Solo's actions, but Solo doesn't want to hear it. After what happened, Solo SIkoa and Jimmy Uso goes head to head this week on SmackDown, but before that, Reigns meets SIkoa alone without the wise man. Solo, I understand what you did last week. Jey helped you and you returned the favor. But why didn't you help me? If you'd helped me, I wouldn't have to do what I did last week. Are you questioning my judgment, Solo? That's what we've come to now, huh? You want to be like your brothers? Then hit me and move on. Come on, let's get this over with. After everything that I've done for you, if you still feel that I'm using you, then let's end this. The tension is through the roof. Will Solo SIkoa disband his family? Well, it doesn't look like Solo is going anywhere without his tribal chief. It is time for Solo and Jimmy's much-awaited clash. They are destroying each other. Neither of them are gonna let this go. Absolute demolition is what we are seeing right now. But after spinning Uranagi onto the mat, Solo is looking to finish it with the spike, but Jimmy counters that and nails him down with a super kick. The Enforcer is down and Jimmy has the chance to defeat Solo, but Reigns comes in and shoves Jimmy out. Reigns is now raining down punches left and right, and then he gives Jimmy to Solo. Do you trust me now? Now main event Jey Uso is here. Jey kicks Reigns' head in and he turns to Solo. They lock eyes. It seems Jey doesn't want to do it, but Jimmy does. Jimmy takes down Solo and now Jey takes him down. This family affair is causing nothing but ultimate carnage, and it's about to get more hot as we are officially on the road to WrestleMania. It is Royal Rumble where we find out who is going to main event WrestleMania. Out of 30 men, we are down to final 3. It is Solo SIkoa, Jimmy and Jey Uso. 3 brothers are gonna fight for their place in the main event of WrestleMania. Solo and Jey once again come face to face. They have to fight tonight, but Jimmy doesn't want to take any chance as he throws Jey out of the ring. Once again, Jimmy takes away Jey's opportunity to become a world champion. Jimmy now turns his attention towards Solo, but Jey goes inside and wreaks havoc on Jimmy as Solo watches on. Solo, it is your time now, brother. Jimmy is on the ropes and Jey goes for a running crossbody which sends both men out of the ring, eliminating Jimmy. Solo SIkoa has won the Royal Rumble. He's won the big one, but what happens now? With WrestleMania just few weeks away, it's the tribal celebration on SmackDown where Roman celebrates Solo's Rumble victory. I'm very proud of you, Solo. You won the Rumble for me, so now I can pick an opponent of my choice for WrestleMania. What? What the hell is Roman talking about? Everybody is confused as to what exactly is going on in Reigns' mind. Roman turns to the crowd. You don't get it, do you? It was Wise Man's plan, and that's why you're there watching me, and he is here standing beside me. Wise Man, explain. Thank you, my tribal chief. Solo, you see, you were representing the head of the table in the Rumble match, right? You always represent and dedicate the matches to the tribal chief, so technically you won, but rightfully that victory goes to Roman Reigns, and since he is the champion, he will now choose his opponent for WrestleMania. It is not going to be you, but thank you for your contribution. Solo is stunned. This was a master plan executed by the mischievous Paul Heyman. Solo doesn't have any words, but that's when somebody else steps up for him. Solo, time after time, you've been warned, but you chose to look away. You chose to follow this corrupted asshole, but not now. You outlasted 29 men to get that victory, and now he's going to take it away from you? Don't let that happen. You've seen it with your own eyes that he's using you. He just did. Yo, Jay, get out of my ring. You don't belong here. Solo, throw him out if he doesn't leave. Solo goes near Jay. But look out! Solo spikes Roman Reigns. After months of manipulation, Solo is now standing so low. On the other hand, Jimmy heads towards the ring and a brawl breaks out between Jay and Jimmy. They take their fight to the backstage, but Solo is fed up of Roman and he has finally removed the leash. Solo takes down Roman, making his intentions clear. I am coming for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania in a tribal combat. Wow, Solo just doesn't want the title, he wants to become the tribal chief. We are in the end game now because the time has come to finish this story once and for all. It is brother versus brother. Jimmy feels that Jay didn't understand his love, but for Jay, Jimmy did everything out of pure jealousy. Jay and Jimmy are going at it like there's no tomorrow, each wanting to prove they are better than the other and they aren't holding anything back. Jimmy goes for a super kick but Jay ducks, and Jay goes for a super kick but Jimmy reverses this time, and now they both go for it and they both connect at the same time. Jimmy gets up first and he climbs the top rope, but Jay comes in and he hits a superplex off the top rope, and now he goes on the top rope and goes for the Uso splash but gets caught with a super kick, and Jimmy covers, but Jay kicks out at one. Shock shivers through Jimmy's body, so he hits another super kick, but Jay gets up again and Jimmy goes for it again, but this time Jay catches his leg. I love you, brother, but I need to do this for you, for me, and for us. A hard super kick on the chin gets Jimmy down and out, and Jay finishes off with a huge spear. A grueling chapter where two brothers were pitted against one another comes to an end. But this is not the end, as we are down to one final chapter to close this book once and for all. It is time for Roman Reigns versus Solo SIkoa, a long-awaited bout where Solo finally has the chance to inflict as much pain as he wants to, but Reigns has been in this position far too much and he comes out on top every single time. This may be Solo's first rodeo, but it ain't Roman's. The tribal combat rules applies here. Anything goes. Roman goes for Superman punch to start off, but Solo was ready. Reigns gets out of the ring. Reigns is stunned to see how much prepared Solo is for this. That's why he receives special counsel from his wise man. My tribal chief, trust me, we have to initiate plan B. It's the only way. Roman agrees, and now both Heyman and Reigns enters the ring with a chair, and Roman moves in for the kill, but what just happened? The tables have turned in the favor of Solo SIkoa, and now Solo unleashes carnage upon Reigns as he hits the Samoan driver onto the announce table. He hits Reigns with a spinning Solo, and then at the end, when Roman doesn't have anything left in him, he gets spiked. And the era of the Enforcer is now upon us, and it only means one thing. This isn't the end, as a new chapter in the Bloodline Saga has just begun.